Okay, it says we're back online. Hopefully we will be. Okay, I see a couple has come back in. Hopefully you're seeing me. Uh, YouTube app and me are going round and round lately, and I'm about to get tired of it. I don't know what else I'm going to do, but I'm about to get tired of it. So, as you can see, we've started around our chicken. Hi, Carla. I'm having trouble with my YouTube, so I hope it stays together. We had such a beautiful stream this morning with no buffering and things, and I hope it stays together. Um, who knows? Who knows what it's going to do? At this point, I never know what it's going to do. So, I'm going to, if you weren't with us when I first started, I'm going to quilt around these chickens and around the egg portion of this. And then I'm going to go to the outside edges and do some quilting on the outside edges and then turn it over. And yeah, hi Cindy, how are you, honey? Um, Cindy or Deborah? I'm so sorry. But, it's been crazy this morning with all this stuff. So, Deborah, that's what I thought. I was wrong. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start on this, and hopefully we can keep it a going. And I'm going to try to keep my hands. I usually put my table out here. Let me see if I can, because it would make this a lot easier um, to keep my hands out of the way, because I would have someplace to prop them if I do that without it being over the edge of it. So I will put this on. This is my quilting table that came with the machine. And I'll get my feet out on it. And now we've got a flat surface to quilt on. So now I'm working on the black chicken, black rooster, and we're going to go right around his tail feathers. So I'm going to start up sideways. If I haven't broke my thread. Nope, I think I'm okay. It did kind of hook there a minute. I'm not trying to be completely exact with this. I'm just going to try to outline it a little bit. And I may be out of bobbin. And wouldn't that be the kicker? And I would be out of bobbin. Yes, another try. Another go round. Bring my needle up and get my door open here. Come on, open up. It's not out, it's just hung up. No, it was out. Okay. No, it was broke. So we'll just rethread this and start over again. And sometimes that happens. The joys of quilting. Okay. I'll put the doors down. And now what we have to do is go back here where we stopped, where we come loose. And I'll just start right in that spot that's got that longest stitch. And pull down and come back up. And I didn't catch it, so we'll have to try it again. Down and come back up, and there we go. Now we've got the bobbin. And we pull the bobbin out to the top, just like we did the last time. And I have 2 threads coming out, so there's part of my problem. So I broke a thread off in it. Okay, now we're moving there. We're moving here. We can start again. Right there. And I'm going to kind of do the same little stitch to start, which is about 4 little stitches, and then we're going to come around. My machine does not like to go backwards. That's one of the things that I know about my machine, is it does not like to go backwards. So I'm going to spin this around, and I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to trim it off because I don't need it any longer. So I'm going to trim it right down to the edge because I have tied a knot in it with my stitching. And I'm going to come back and around and down. And I'm going to go all the way down to the tail with that one. And then back around. And down. And back out. And I'm not worried about going in the middle of this feather because I can come back and I can get the pieces of it. And then I'm going to go back up to the end of it again. And then come down and go up and down and over. And I'm going to catch it right there and come right down where I have stitched before. I see one here that I've missed that I would like to catch, so I'm going to come up in it. I'm going to come over a couple of stitches and come up here and catch that one and go back down, catch that and back up and then back down, and you just follow right down where you've stitched before. And then now we're going to come around and we're going to catch these little feathers. We're going to zigzag kind of around them. And I know my hand's in the way, but you have to hold your material tight so you don't get wrinkles in the back. Okay, and right here now we are going to start back around the bird. So here we go. We're going to go, hope you can see. I don't know if I can get you any closer. We can try. I'm going to try to get you back here so you can see the actual stitching. Can you see it there? Okay, maybe you can see it there. Okay, here we go. We're going to go down and up. And we're going to go here and here and back down. And this one I'm going to come all the way up on, and I'm going to come all the way back down on that. And come back up, and then I'm going to go back up and back down just like that, and kind of make that wing a little more apparent, and then come up, and we're going to just zigzag around this, the rest of them. And I may go back and put some more in that. I'm not sure yet. We'll wait and see how it looks when we're done with it all. And then I'm going to go down to his foot and catch it. And not all of that showing, so and then here. And then here. And around here. Okay, now I'm going to slide over here because there's a piece that I didn't get right there. And I'm going to get right in here and I'm going to come back up again. And I'm going to go down here to this one and come back up and go down to this one. I used a neutral thread. I kind of wish I had a black one on this one. It doesn't mean that I won't pull it out and do that. But right now we're going to go ahead and finish it off. Get right around his head here, and this is hard to do free motion because it is very small stitches. Okay, and that's our rooster. So now I'm going to drop 3 or 4 stitches right there and let it tie a knot, leave it in, and cut the string off. Okay, so that's our first one. Let me thread my needle back because it does that when I cut my string a lot. And I'll show you what it looks like a little closer. I can see to get that in that hole again. There we go. I had a big weekend, girls, I'm telling you, with Spanky and Squirrel here and all our guests and our friends and going live, and I talked too much, lost my voice. And I'm still recuperating a lot. And so, but I didn't have the baby today, so this is a good day to go on. And I'm not seeing any chat, so I hope I'm still live and that I haven't lost you. If I haven't lost you, someone please say hello or do something. Or give me a thumbs up and let me know you're still there. Because there you go. It was a really fun time. And we did have a blast. Okay, my thread wants to split. Okay, come on now. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Get a piece. Clear here and feed it through there. That helped it too. No, yeah, I did. It's there. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now here's our first. I'm gonna pull it over here where you can see it and show you the first rooster. There he is. Now I'm not done because I'm going to put some pebbling around him, and that'll help with some of the little rough edges too. And like up in this area, I will probably go around this star, and I will just go ahead and pull it up and go around it. Pull down, and again lift our thread up and pull that out. And okay, now we're going to go around the star, and then from the star I'm going to pebble down to the rooster. And to pull my thread out now so it doesn't quilt it all in. Come on back out of there. And snip it off. And Okay, now I've got to see where my star point is. It's right down this way. And up. And down. And up. And I'm back to the top. And I'm going to go over that just a little bit in case I didn't do it. Okay, and from here, I'm going to do some pebbling on this. So I'm going to start right in here. Maybe some swirls in here in the sky. I got that on an awful big stitch. I may have to come down with my stitch. I'm not liking that stitch being quite so big. And actually, swirls are easier to do if you do them faster. So I'm going to speed up. I'm going to come right up here, and I'm going to follow this line straight down to another area. Now I'm going to make this little swirl right in here. Back up. And I'm going to come right, follow this line down here. And I will put a little one right in here. It's a little teardrop, and come right here. And on this, let's see, how am I going to get into that? Let's do a little swirl right in here and just connect to that S. Okay. Now I'm going to go right around this S. Just outline it. Now I'm going to come back out on my swirl with a double line. And I'm going to come this way. And I'm going to give a little swirl out here on this. And then I'm going to come right down here and swirl right into this G. And I'm going to follow this G around. Get my speed up just a little bit. It's dragging. Okay, and I'm going to come right out on this. And I'm going to go right here and I'm going to give a little swirl. And come back out. And I'm going to catch this one. And I'm going to go right around this G. Come right up on it and then branch off of it and do another little swirl and out and come up and do a swirl this way and come down, and then right here I'm going to make a little loop out and do another little swirl, come back down. And I'm going to go right in here to this G, or this E. And I'm going to go around it. And I'm going to come right back into that little swirl. Get rid of that pin. And I'm going to fix that little swirl just a little bit because it's kind of ugly. I'm going to come out on the edge just a little bit, make a swirl, and come around. And now I'm going to come back down this side. Whoa, I think I right then run out of bobbin. Okay. One more time on the bobbin. Okay, where'd you go? Don't go in that spot. Okay. Went behind my shaft in there. So got to roll it back out. I've only had it do that twice, and of course it would do it when I was online. Get them out of there. If it stands upright, there's just enough room to get it in there. Okay, now listen. You're irritating me. I'm online. I want to do this. I'm talking to my machine. Now we got hold of it. Lay it down, not let it get back up in there again. All right, I got it that time. And we are out of thread. So, I'll run another bobbin. Run that thread that's open. I didn't know what I did with it. All right. Okay. One thing I like about this machine is I do not have to completely unthread it to do a bobbin. And a lot of them you do. So I see we've got 13 in. That's good. I didn't know how many we'd have for a quilting session, but that's all right. And then I'm on at an odd time of day, too. And had to come back. So, all right. That's our bobbin. Get that out of the way. You always want to hook your thread over your, see this little line in here, over this, under this tension to put it in any of them. You go through that tension. So this one has a certain way it goes in. Thread down and loose. Okay, and now I don't have to stop. All I have to do is pull this up and pull this line up, and I can clip this off here. And then I'm going to go right back in that same spot where we run out, and I'm going to pull up the new thread, and there's our new one, and put that up so I have a little tension freedom. Okay, now we're going to go right back down in that spot. And I'm going to turn this around because we were heading back down this way. So I want to head down this line. First, right here, I'm going to make another little loop and come around and connect and come back. Turn that off. So I'm not catching it. Now I'm going to go down. Oh, come unthreaded. The joys of sewing. Coming unthreaded, losing a bobbin. There are many. But when you get to rocking and rolling and you're really going, then you really make music. And you can't let that little stuff get you. It just, if it continually happens, then yeah, you know, sometimes it's best to just walk away for a while and come back to it. But you can't let those broken little threads get to you. So I'm just going to make it like a 4-stitch here. That's going to pull my thread together with my bobbin. And now I'm going to go right down this line until I come down to an open spot. Pull that thread off. Pull that thread out. And right now I'm going to go down and make a swirl. Come back. And come down that line again. This one I'm going to go a different direction because we don't want them to all look the same. And here I might go down this way, the same way we were doing. But I'm also going to feather it up this way just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to come down. I was going to pebble it, but I like the swirls. They give me a little feeling of feathers. And come back I need to wax my deck. Okay, I get up here to this corner. My pen loose. Come down and make a swirl here. And come back out. Come down. I understand that, Anita. The first one I made my granddaughters was I started a baby quilt for Hunter. Now I had some things for the girls, but I didn't make quilts at that time. And I decided I would cross stitch one. She was 6 when she got it. And I had to make it a lot bigger. We're going to come down. And right here, I'm going to go this way again and make another little swirl. And back out again. And then go this way and make one. And come back out. And I just made a little S shape. Okay, in here. And go out and around. Across this stitch line, and from here I'm going to come right into this corner and make another one. And you can just follow your heart on these, just however you want to put them in. You don't have to stay with the same pattern. I'm going to come down and come out. And then I'm going to go right up here to the top of this one. Just going to follow it around. Get back in my ditch. Come right down to the corner. Uh-oh. Come on. So there. Right down to the corner. And then I'm going to make another one here. Right in the corner. A smaller one. Bring it around. Take this pin out. And then I'm going to swing out here and make another little one. Come back to the top. Then I'm going to come right down this corner. Come right down this line because I want to come to another place. And this is how you work your way around the quilt too, is just by doing, okay, this one I'm going to make a big square. This one's got room to put a big one in there. Except I don't like my stitching right there at all. For some reason it went really big. So I'm going to come back out. Down. Make it look a little different. Okay, now on the end I'm going to make a small one out here. And just like that. Then I'm going to follow this line down. If Annie takes these to a true quilters, they will say what a horrible job she done. I can tell you that. You know, free motion quilting and machine quilting are two different things. Free motion quilting, you have to move the quilt. In machine quilting, the machine is computerized. So it will move everything for you in the ways you want it to go. my bag bomb. Honey, I think it's in the bathroom. I think.
Have you seen Tom's stomach?
I, yeah, that started out just a little bitty spot. He's got it. He's got it picked. Okay. Now I can come up out here and grab this edge because I want that edge to be quilted slightly. Come down. Make another one here. Then I need to come out again one more time and come up here and connect with his chicken so I can take off on it. So I'm going to come right up here. Okay. Come right up here. And I'm going to make a little loop out like that. And come right up on this leg. Down and back up. Now I'm on the rooster, or the chicken. I didn't do the inside of his head. I've got to do that. His tail. That looks like a feather coming up in through the middle of this one. His tail goes through the eggs. So we're going to try to go around that part of it. If we can. Down here and catch it. And make some lines in it. Back around. Right up here. That's the smallest little pieces I've ever quilted around, I can tell you that. Okay. And now we're going to go around this and get his feathers here. I'm just trying to make lines up in there to give the idea of those feathers coming in. In and out. And in a way, I'm kind of painting over her painting. Because now we're going to do some feathering. I'm going to meet some of these lines. Their belly. come back over here. And we've got a little bit of a line right there that I can grab a hold of to get us back in this line. And now we're going to go right back up here and do some more feathers. That is a drawing of a feather itself, so I'm going to try to keep it intact and come around it. And we'll come down and in between these. And here. And right here. And this feather comes up and feathers down. And they are crossed. Okay. I missed one of his legs right here. And his little feet. So now I've got to work my way back around there. So I'm going to come right up this line of this feather. Right, straight across that. To there. I'm going to work my way back around here. I'm going to go in here and get his cone. And his wattle, anyway. And I'm going to come back down around. Down the leg. And this one you can't see his toes, so we're not going to worry with him. And that chicken is done. The eggs are done. So now from here, we need to just come down and swirl out and around. And I made a great big one that time, which I don't like, but I did it. I'm going to go out this way. Swirl around and back down. Or down in as you can go. Then we're going to come back out. And I'm going to swirl right here to this chicken. When I come back, I'm going to hook onto that chicken, and that's where I'm starting that chicken. It's right in here. And I'm going to go up and around her wattle and eye to start with. Beak. And the wattle. Okay. Now I'm going to come around with some swirls. So I'm going to come back here to the top of this one. Come out. Swirl out. Swirl in. Swirl out again in a smaller pattern. Swirl in. Again in a littler one. And okay, now from here, I'm going to just loop around and connect right here. They come right down her back. And we don't like much of having it quilted on this, and it's moving pretty quick. Okay. So we just are going to go right around her tail feathers, kind of a zigzaggy stitch again. And I hope my moderators are in here to field questions for me, because doing this, I really cannot take my eyes off my machine at this point. It would not be a good thing. I could run over my own fingers. So, okay. Now we've got him outlined. We're going to come up and go right back up here again. And we're going to connect to this stuff. And we're going to make these little bitty feathers coming down. Right here. Just lines. And then she's got this big wing that we're going to go out and around on, come up, go back, and come back right back in there. And then I'm going to pull into this corner, come back. We're a straight line down. To there. Okay. Now we'll come down this way. I'm going to go over here. Catch this into our quilting. And again, it's just a catch stitch, really. It's a little swirl, but it's just a catch stitch. Okay, now we're going to swirl right in here. And pull it back around. These look good. Feel better? And now we're going to come up here and we're going to come across right here where we hooked into this egg. And we're going to pick up this other piece of this feather. And we're going to follow it down and across. Down. And out around it. Right up the center of it. And we're going to try to follow these lines as closely as possible. But I'll probably not hit all of them. I'm just going to give them a hint of them. Down to the end. And let's see, we're going to come out here. We can do a little swirl here. And then we can come across. Do a little swirl right in here. Bring it back down. And right here is where I'm going to quit my quilting. So I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, and cut. And here's our quilting. I think I can get that in there, I think. There's our 2 feathers that have come across. Our eggs. And our farm fresh. And our swirls in the sky. And around the edges. This rooster. We've got his tail all... Okay, now I'm going to have to fold it. His tail is all stitched, and his feathers here are all stitched. I still need to get him right here. I have forgotten that one, and I still need to get his eye a little bit. So anyway, that's and then the swirls at the bottom. Now some of my swirls here are not very good because I've made them small, and it is very hard to swirl small. But these are going to be caught in the binding. So now the only thing we have left to do is to trim here. So that's our next step. We trim this off, and then we're going to turn this up and to the front so that the barbed wire comes to the front just like this, and that is the way we're going to bind it off. So I'll get my scissors here and we'll do a little trimming. And just trim as far back in as you can. It don't have to be perfectly straight. You just want to trim away the excess batting. Be careful not to cut your material. Just, you know, you don't want to do that. So we're going to just cut that out. All the way around it. So here I've got it pretty tight, but I'm going to still be able to get in there and get that. Because it's just the back piece you have to worry about. You can trim it even with the front if you want. Because we're just going to turn that back piece over the front. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. See, I'm trimming it even with the front piece and leaving the back long. Okay. Cut that off. Next side. And the only other thing, whoa, don't you cut that, Mary. After saying don't cut the back, that would be my luck, I would. And so, here we go. We're going to get one more side done. Then I'm going to change my foot to a walking foot, or to a regular foot. And we're going to bind this one, and this one will be done. And then I only have 3 more to make, girls. And then we have some trivets to make. And they are fun. And with the, if I have any leftover fabric, I might make me some warming bowls. If you haven't had them with the, for the microwave, they are awesome. So did you see what I done? I just turned that edge over. I just turned it in like a hem and turned it over on the outside edge. And I'm going to try to keep it the same width all the way down. So that's how that's going to be done. And now I'm going to take off this foot here. Come on. You have to have them pretty tight, so. And I think I'll just put my regular foot back on it, because I like to be able to see my hem a little better. Here it is. Okay, come on there. fibers off my thread.
Well, when do you wanna go online and order me a phone?
Honey, Lori's seeing about it right now, I think. And don't start. Go downstairs. I won't have you start up here. Go on. I told you not to start that. I'm having a rough time with my boy today. And he's having a rough time with his mama today. And don't shut the door on me, son. I need the air.
When do you want them?
Lori is supposed to call, Tom. Okay, come on. Get through there. Okay, now I didn't show you the back. And there's the back. And you really can't see hardly anything. Other than a little bit of my white thread did come through. That's my tension. But it came through mainly where I was doing the small stitching on the feathers, and sometimes the smaller stitches will do that. So, once this is washed, and of course here's just loose threads, and those always have to be picked off. So, okay. Now, I'll pull my thread up, my bobbin up. Pull it out of there. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. Now, let's bind this thing. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start right at where the material is, comes together. Come down. Whoop, I gotta put my feet up and straighten my tension up. Okay. Now let's try that again. It might move a little better if it has a feed dog under it. And I left the neutral thread on top, the cream color. It looks all right. A gray would have been better, but and I'm basically just doing a rolled hem. Okay, it's going to get really close to the camera here when it comes off. I probably should come back to the side with it now. Okay, I'm going to come back over here with it. I'm basically just doing a rolled hem, where you just roll up the same width all the way down. And you come down to the end. And right here, in order to give me a beveled edge, I'm going to pull this in and down, and this rolled and over, and I'm going to make a point there, which I didn't quite get it done right, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to turn it to, I'm going to make a triangle shape right here. Can you see that triangle shape down? And then I'm going to roll this material up and over and meet that, and it will make a 90-degree. Yeah, it will, if I can hold it to do it. Okay, here we go. And there's our 90-degree corner. I may have to straighten it just a little bit. Still didn't get it where I wanted it. Okay, come here. Let's try this again. Okay. Got one little piece there that doesn't want to turn quite right. And it's irritating me because I've done this a million times and I don't even have to think about it. Up and over it and cover it. Okay, and from here, I'm going to put my, come on, pressure down, my needle down, come right up on that, turn the corner, and then work my way down the side again. Just want to push out. Too much pressure on my foot. Okay, I may have to pull that loose. Okay, I'm going to cut this off right here because I'm going to take this loose. I don't like the way it did that right there. I want it to be straight. And it kind of give to the outside edge just a little bit, which will throw off the whole line of stitching. Okay, now come back over. Okay. And that one I had to let give just a little bit. I was holding it too. Okay. We're going to fold this one up. Do right there. And this one over. Yes, we are. And we're going to meet right here. And we're going to make a little beveled edge. Just like that. Okay, I don't know if you've seen any of that because of the hump in the material. But I got it on there. So we're going to sew it down just because it's on there and I don't want to lose it. Okay. Now we're going to go around this side. Okay. I don't have near as much here. So it moved on me just a tad while I was quilting. That's not unusual. That is not unusual. So this one's going to have to start back a little. And I'm going to have to be very careful how I catch that edge. Turn in. Come on, now come down there straight. Okay. Have to have it look exactly the same. But getting that down there. And Annie, I may be taking this out and redoing the whole dadgum thing. Who knows? It's been one of those days, tell you for sure. Now this I've got to get prepared to come down on. So I'm going to roll this over here, get my corner, get this down where it needs to be. I'm going to bevel it. I'm going to bevel it the other way. So my corner comes this way. And I'm going to catch it that way. And I hope you've seen some of that. I probably not. Come right down. Hi, Sybil. Okay. Now that's, I'm at the bottom of my stitching right here. I'm going to cut it off. But I'm also going to take it now and I'm going to go around it one more time and give it a double edge. After I check it out, make sure it looks good. Or a little bit bigger on that edge. We have a little bit more to pull to on this edge. See how straight we are? Well, actually, it's pretty straight. But slightly bigger in this corner. Got some cutting to do. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and finish it. And Annie, I may just take this out and redo it. But we'll see. Okay. We're going to start with a stitch down. and a stitch back, and I'm going to come right on the outside edge of this, and I'm going to run a double line right down the outside edge of this. I'm going to follow this seam all the way down. Okay. No, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. I wish I could get this up here where you could. See this where I'm sewing? I'll give it back here. Okay. Now. Ow. Okay. Can you see where I'm at here? Where I'm sewing at? I'm sewing right down this seam line. And I'm going to go right down the edge of this and make a double edge on it. This one right here is where I have the problem folding it. Probably shouldn't seam it, but I'm going to. I'm going to finish this one. I may have to take it all apart, but I'm going to finish it. And then we're going to come down this way. And again, we're going to put a finishing edge on it. This is what I call just a finishing edge. And can you see what we're doing here? This is what we're doing here. See this edge? This is what we're doing, making a double edge here. Like I said, it's what I call a finishing edge. Not everybody does this. It's something I like to do on all of mine because I do hem the edges. I'm not much of a hand sewer. I don't like to hand sew. So I sew my bindings down like this. And clip your threads where you need to while you're going. One more edge down. Right there. Back up a little. 1, 2, 3, and cut. And it needs to be pressed. And I need to get this out like this. And I'll hold it up for you to see. Okay, there's our quilted one. Right there. This side, little bit shy to this one. I don't know why, but it slipped a little bit or something during the quilting process. But so anyway, I love this shirt. So anyway, these are our swirls and our trim and our corners. And these could be pulled out a little tighter, a little better. This is a good square one here. And anyway, that's the way I make the placemats. It's the way I've always made them. My mom and my aunt made them this way, and I guess I'll probably always make them this way. I could buy a pattern, but I've never used a pattern yet. So, you know, I slay them down and go to cutting and sewing. Hopefully the next one I won't have quite so much trouble with Annie. I've had a little trouble with this one, and I'll tell you that it shows a little bit. You know, I've got some little black showing through. That is my bobbin. And there's a little bit of white showing through on the back. That is my bobbin. So I've got to get my bobbin adjusted for quilting again. And sometimes that's really hard to do. So it takes a long time to get it to where you want it just right. But they'll probably all be quilted in the same color, and the neutral in the front and the black on the back. except for the egg ones. The egg pattern will have the neutral in the back. And anyway, that's the way they'll look. And I'll do them all pretty much just exactly the same. The feathers, we have gone around them and sewn in them and made some curlicues around them. And then here we have, we've come out and made some smaller ones. And here, and you can see where we've doubled back, but that's okay. We don't, you just double back so much. And then back out, and you come out into the corner then, and then we're swirl. And you can see that all the way around. You'll see the pattern. And then we've walked around the quilt here to get us where we want to go. So, what, honey? What'd you say? No, honey, I'm doing these for Annie. This is her new fabric line. And it is beautiful. And it was easy to sew on. It really quilted well. I just didn't have my machine set up just exactly right. I come up here on the spur of the moment and thought I would do this. And I should have took a little extra time and made sure my machine was adjusted. I also have a quilting machine, which does help. You can quilt. I'm going to tell you, girls, that I quilt like this. I've quilted like this on every machine that I own. I have done applique on my little one. And, honey, I've had laryngitis from laughing and talking so much. But you can learn how to do free motion quilting. You need to sit down with pencil and paper and just start drawing. And I mean that. Literally just start drawing. And then you teach your hand. Come off of there. Come off of there. Okay. You teach your hand where you want it to go when you're down here. I have no problem with polyester batting. Whoa, we got buzzed out there. I have no problem with polyester batting. Cotton is nice, but no, I don't have any problem with the polyester. I kind of like the polyester, and in fact, I love the high loft. Quit fuzzing out on me. I love the high loft polyester for baby quilts, and I will use it a lot. The cotton quilts denser. I don't, and it's okay, but well, I do a little bit, but I think I have. But I didn't put any spray basting on this or anything. And these could be spray basted, and if you spray baste it, your polyester is not going to move. Yeah, and I look a mess because it's hot in here right now, girls. There is nothing but one little fan in here. I don't have kids sleep in this bedroom. Anyway, there's some things about this that I see that I don't care for, because I do see that my thread has came up in some areas, and I really wish it hadn't have. But there's so much speckled movement going on in the quilt, I don't think it'll ever really be noticed. And I'm going to readjust it. And then Annie put this into the bottom of the pack. If you show them to people, put it in the bottom of the pack. But I like the feel of cotton. I don't know that it's any I don't know. I like it. I like cotton and I like polyester. And I don't know why she's blocked on my channel. Jan has never been blocked by me, and we are trying to figure that out. I don't know what happened. So we are trying to figure out why she has been blocked and who the heck blocked her. Because it wasn't me. So I don't know what's going on there, honey. She had mentioned it in the group this morning that she had been blocked. And I have no clue what's happened, but I will go into my computer when I get done here downstairs. I will go into my computer and and see how she got. Okay. Okay. Well, see, I have not been on now since Spanky and them was here. I have not been on. So you tell her I'm sorry, and I will make sure that I get her off of that block list immediately. And I will go down and do that now. So, anyway, I'm going to go off of here, girls. I really have got to go downstairs and cool off. And I just wanted to do one. I wanted to try this material so much, and I am so yeah, okay. Well, I'll check it out, honey, and make sure that she's back on. It was just an accident, and I have not been on my computer because we had our Wi-Fi. We had it disconnected from my computer. Hi, Cynthia. How are you, honey? And we had my Wi-Fi unhooked and into Spanky's computer almost all weekend because that's what we streamed off of was her computer because she has the Windows 10 in the OBS and I don't. So that's one of the reasons why it hasn't been taken care of yet. And I promise you I'll do it today. So I love her too, and I don't know why it's happened, but we'll get it straightened out. And I'm glad you did too, Elizabeth. I have not been on in so long, and yes, I've got to get into the sewing mode. I've got Christmas to make, and you know, this kind of just this type of a project is a wonderful one to start to start your maybe your gifts for Christmas. You know, this is something they don't. You know, you buy the material, and oh, dadgummit, quit it. You buy a nice material like this, you're going to give somebody an awesome gift, even if you don't quilt this inside. If you do nothing but go along the edges, you're going to make an awesome gift for Christmas. So regardless of how I've done this, you know, all the swirls and all the patterns, regardless of how I have done this, you don't have to do this to have a nice looking piece. So, yes, I need to make the bowl warmers again too, and they are awesome, girls. If you've never used a quilted bowl warmer in the microwave, they're awesome. And if you want a good baked potato, you put a potato in the bottom of it and just wrap it in it. Ooh, it cooks good. That skin is so soft and tender, and you can just eat skin and all. It's really good that way. Annie, I hope you like it. And girls, I'm going off, and I will go downstairs and get on my computer and check out and see what happened to Jan. And I am so glad you came in, and I probably will be back on Saturday. I can do a video on the bowl warmers. Yes, I can. And I love you too, Linda. I can do a video on them. And love you, Elizabeth. And you're welcome. And so I'll be back on Saturday. I've got to show you my gifts from Spanky and Squirrel and from Judith. And then we might do a little more sewing and quilting. And we'll see what we get done. So I love you bunches. Hugs to you all. And thank you so much for showing up. And if you're new to the channel, please give me a like. And if you would like to follow me, please do that. Sybil, I love you, honey. I'm glad you come in. And I'm needing to talk to you, so I'll talk to you soon. And, oh, Patricia, hello, honey. Yes, I've got to quit talking. It's time to quit talking now. So I'm going to go get me some water and get this voice, see if I can get it back in shape. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.